Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to recap a trade that we took both live on our Twitch streams as well as live in our Discord group. It was signaled. So in today's video, we took a long position on the SPY or SPX 500. I was charging the SPX 500, but I took options contracts on the SPY. So it was a long position we took right around this level right here. We targeted around 4475 with the stop loss roughly around 4455. So it's a nice about 1 to 2.5 risk to reward. Of course, with the options contract, they move much nicely than just the share itself. So let's go over why I was first of all bullish today and where I came up with my levels. First, per usual, we gotta go to a larger time frame. In this case, it would be the 1 hour, and there's this pretty big imbalance here in this 1 hour from Wednesday's candles. So I drew my rectangle tool, I drew this imbalance, and then more likely price were to gravitate towards this imbalance to fill it before going further down. Especially since we got this higher low here and higher high the day prior and into the pre-market today, kind of aiming that we're probably going to go a little higher before we're going down again. So I had this imbalance drawn, and then as you guys should know by now, or if you don't know, I usually target the halfway point of the imbalance, which was right around this 473, 474 area. If you want to be exact, you can take just the fib tool. It's not a fib tool. You can take the fib tool and mark out the exact middle point, which was 4474. Exactly pretty much the top for the day. So that was my target today. So I thought we'd probably push higher before selling off, which we did see. We saw this big hourly candle hit it, then sold off, and now we're kind of trying to push again. And also now we're kind of seeing this inverse head and shoulder type of setup. We'll see if we break above this. If we break above this and hold it, we're probably shooting for a new high, I would assume. But we're gonna have to see. So my daily bias was built that we need to come and retest this before going lower. Right. So if I'm bullish on daily bias, I'm looking for a bullish setup. Now I go to 5 minute. And I was analyzing where can I see a good opportunity to get in. So now this is a 930 candle. We saw a big push up, right? So a big move up on the first candle. I didn't get in, but I saw that a retest of now this 5 minute imbalance, the halfway point would have been roughly exactly where the bottom was, would be a nice entry for some calls. Now, I made a mistake today, in my opinion, of not getting in right at the most opportune time, which was the one I just mentioned right now, and I also mentioned to the chat, but I kind of got in around this wicks before testing it. So I got in around 4459, which was, again, not a huge mistake, but, it gave me my exact setup that I wanted, so I could have had rather than an entry from here, I could have had a much better entry. Now, see the risk reward, 3.54 if I got in right where I wanted, if I set an order and just waited, versus a 2 risk reward, right? And sometimes, waiting for the most opportune time can be the difference factor between profitability and not profitability. So this is something I need to think about. Now, I had my stop loss below the imbalance. If it goes below this imbalance, more likely it was probably going to go lower and be extremely weak for the day. My targets I had a couple targets here. First one, this previous high in case there was some kind of liquidity there to grab above this high and then wick back down. So it was my very first profit target. Second profit target was a little bit of this resistance that we saw from these two peaks here, which was Wednesdays. This Wednesday resistance, and then lastly the halfway point of the imbalance. So it was PT1, 2, and lastly 3, and leaving some runners. Unfortunately, the runners did get stopped out right around this area before now. Actually, we're still pushing higher. The market feeling pretty bullish today. So what I would like you to take away from today's video is not only the setup. The setup, it's pretty basic setup, right? Push higher, break a structure, took out the liquidity of the bottom side, the previous candle day, higher low, higher highs, very bullish structure, target imbalances that you have. It's pretty basic stuff we talk about every video, but what I feel like I haven't talked about enough is building a bit daily bias. So daily bias is something that every day going into the market day, I usually tell the chat or tell people on Twitter if I'm feeling bullish or bearish, and then look for setups based on my bias. Because we all know that you don't want to have a bias trading, but in reality, that's not the truth. It's very hard to trade without a bias because then you don't know what you're looking for, and you're reacting to everything the market does, and you're so wishy-washy either way. You're going bull, oh yeah, actually it's selling off, I'm going bear, right? And then you get clapped each way. While having daily bias with a good daily bias can help you look for trades here. For example, I could have taken an early short here and be like, oh my god, I don't know where the market is going. Big pump. We gotta sell off. Take a short here. Boom. Goes back up. I get clapped. Oh my god, we're very bullish. Let me long up here. Boom. Goes back down. I get clapped. Okay, we're bearish now. And that's what you do a lot of times. I see these beginner traders. I by mistake moved that. But beginner traders, I see a lot of times that you're too wishy-washy, you don't have a daily bias into the day, and you don't trust yourself to follow along with the daily bias. Now, do my daily bias always correct? No, there's days that, maybe I was wrong, I read the market wrong or whatever it is, but I would say they're correct about 80% of the time, which in the end makes me quite profitable. So that's all like you guys to focus on. Get on the hourly, 4 hour daily, and look for where price should be gravitated towards. Right? You see, yesterday we had. You guys remember yesterday I told the chat it was going to be a giga long day, right? From this daily liquidity that was grabbed down here, and then we pushed up. It was actually like roughly like right here. The day this we had to go back in the past, but there's a daily fucking level that had run out, right? Um, So I knew the daily was taken and the liquidity was on the bottom side was taken. It means we probably were gonna fill something on the top side, and which was this imbalance here. So that's how I switched my bias from being bearish, and yesterday and today was being bullish, even though we had a pretty substantial sell-off in the last few days. Right? Look at this pretty decent sell-off. So yeah, quick breakdown. Hope you guys appreciate it. Trade with me live. Link down below. As always, peace.